In this video, we'll be revealing the 5 important principles that will save you from going broke and what you should be doing instead. Let's start with principle number 1, zero balance thinking. Meet Harry, a regular middle-aged American stuck in the nightmare, living paycheck to paycheck. Harry was struggling with debts and expenses. He was unsatisfied and confused with his life. But one day, he realized that being broke wasn't just about low income. Some high earners also faced the same struggles due to their spending habits. Harry heard a quote from his coworker, "Make money while you sleep or work till you die," which was said by Warren Buffett. Inspired, he decided to change his financial situation. Through research, Harry found the first principle called zero balance thinking. He believed that having $100 meant that he could spend it without any concerns. However, this mindset, known as zero balance thinking, often hindered his journey toward financial freedom. Then a stroke of luck came his way. Harry's hard work was rewarded with a $1,000 stimulus check from his company. Ecstatic with the extra money, he couldn't help but daydream about those trendy pants he'd been eyeing for weeks. Surprisingly, his fashion-forward coworker had similar intentions, planning to splurge his entire check on clothing too. Little did they both know that this impulsive spending spree could lead to regret. It was a valuable opportunity for Harry and his coworker to learn a crucial lesson about the significance of saving and investing wisely. It was time for them to consider alternative ways to use the money, ways that could lead to long-term benefits rather than just fleeting moments of pleasure. He remembered the wise words of Warren Buffett, the renowned financial expert. "Don't buy things you can't afford." With this advice in mind, Harry decided to take a step back and rethink his choices. To overcome his zero balance thinking, Harry employed a simple rule of thumb, the rule of 5. He asked himself, could I afford to buy 5 of these pants with cash? The answer was a clear no. So, instead of spending recklessly, he chose to prioritize his long-term financial growth. Following Warren Buffett's philosophy, Harry understood that building wealth wasn't just about how much money he made, but rather how well he managed and saved it. He decided to set aside a portion of his paycheck regularly into savings, preparing himself for any emergencies that might come his way. In his pursuit of financial stability and success, Harry discovered a crucial lesson: distinguishing genuine needs from mere wants. This realization empowered him to allocate his resources wisely and make better decisions. Harry came to understand how desires could mislead, tricking us into believing we need things that we don't truly require. To counter this, he embraced the rule of 5 and learned to differentiate between essential needs and unnecessary wants. Following the advice of Warren Buffett, Harry adopted a simpler approach to his finances. He avoided complicated schemes and focused on stepping over manageable hurdles rather than reaching for unattainable ones. With this newfound wisdom, Harry embarked on his journey towards financial security. He left behind the zero-balance mindset and practiced mindful spending. Each responsible decision he made became a stepping stone towards achieving his goals. The path to wealth was no longer intimidating. It became a series of prudent choices that would pave the way to a brighter future. Harry's journey was a testament to the power of understanding needs versus wants and the impact of wise financial choices on achieving lasting success. So, the next time you find yourself in a situation similar to Harry's, remember the story of a middle-aged man who overcame his financial struggles by following the rule of 5, distinguishing between needs and wants, and embracing the wisdom of a legendary investor. With these principles, you too can create a smoother path towards financial well-being and enjoy a life free from unnecessary hurdles and setbacks. Let's continue with the story of Harry. As he applied all 5 key principles you're about to discover in this video, he saw a positive shift in his life. He gained financial freedom and security, breaking free from the American nightmare. His journey inspired others to take control of their finances too. Harry proved that with smart choices and wise investing, anyone could achieve their version of the American dream. Did you know that Harry used to daydream about living an extravagant, luxurious life? After repeatedly falling into the same trap, one event completely altered his life. Let's continue to principle number 2, payment traps. Harry, like many admirers of Warren Buffett, yearned for a comfortable life. However, he often succumbed to the allure of flashy possessions and tempting bargains. One day at the mall, he encountered a mesmerizing Mercedes, and the dealer's enticing offer of $350 monthly payments seemed irresistible. Harry's dream of owning a luxury car blinded him to the potential consequences, and he quickly signed the deal. Driving his shiny new Mercedes made Harry feel prosperous, but beneath the surface, trouble brewed. Unbeknownst to him, he had fallen into a payment trap. While he might have appeared affluent with his extravagant car, the truth was that he was sinking into a sea of debt. He had neglected to contemplate the larger financial picture and the long-term burden of such impulsive purchases. Even when he shopped online, Harry couldn't escape the temptation of payment traps. He spotted an inflatable kayak on Amazon priced at $150 to $300. Thinking it was a steal, he opted for the monthly installments, only $20 to $30. Little did he know that these small purchases were adding up, pushing him further into debt. Harry watched a documentary on Warren Buffett. He heard the famous quote, "Only when the tide goes out do you discover who's been swimming naked." It struck a chord with him. He realized that his so-called wealth was merely an illusion, a facade built on monthly installments and borrowed money. Determined to change his financial situation, Harry decided to take charge of his money. He created a budget and stuck to it diligently. He stopped relying on monthly installments for purchases and focused on saving money instead. By prioritizing his financial well-being, he began paying off his credit card debt bit by bit to avoid accumulating more interest. Slowly but surely, Harry began to experience true financial freedom. He learned to live within his means and made thoughtful decisions about his spending. No longer falling for the allure of payment traps, Harry paved the way toward a secure and prosperous future. In the end, Harry realized that the road to financial stability required discipline and wise choices. He no longer chased the illusion of affording luxury. Instead, he focused on building genuine wealth through responsible financial practices. It's sad that financial traps and problems cause a great deal of stress. This was our Harry's situation. He was trapped in a cycle of financial difficulties, unable to break free. However, when Harry came across an article about compounding, he was able to get out of that situation. Let's discover principle number 3, compounding. Just like many others, he couldn't resist spending his hard-earned money on things that only gave the illusion of wealth, but didn't actually contribute to his true financial well-being. He found himself trapped in what some call the zero-balance mindset, where the pursuit of material possessions like flashy cars and the latest gadgets became the center of his happiness and success. In this consumer-driven society, it's easy to get caught up in the allure of material possessions, believing they hold the key to a fulfilling life. The constant bombardment of advertisements and social pressures can make anyone susceptible to falling into this trap. Harry read an article about compounding money and its magical effects. He read on and discovered 2 crucial words that Warren Buffett himself knew well: assets and liabilities. Assets were things that put money in your pocket, like dividend-paying stocks or real estate. Liabilities, on the other hand, were things that took money out of your pocket, such as cars, clothes, or the latest cell phone. Harry realized that he'd been investing in liabilities, constantly draining his finances to keep up appearances. He decided it was time for a change. He committed to focus on buying assets instead, with the hope that they'd eventually afford him the lifestyle he desired. With newfound determination, Harry began his journey to financial freedom. He started by reading books on personal finance and found inspiration in the stories of successful investors like Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, who owned real estate. Harry saw the potential in real estate investments and decided to leap. He invested in a small apartment complex and diligently prepared it for tenants. Within a month, Harry had found a tenant, and the apartment started generating a monthly profit of $300. It was a clear example of how assets generate cash flow, while liabilities merely drain your resources. Harry realized that building compounding effects did not require a massive initial investment. He could start small, with as little as $5 a day, and gradually increase his contributions to assets. Harry understood that keeping money in the savings account was not enough. It was time for his money to work for him and grow. So, he stuck to the 5-to-1 rule. For every $5 he spent on liabilities, he would invest $1 in assets. This way, he ensured that his wealth would steadily increase. As the months passed, Harry's assets began to grow, and he could see the difference in his financial situation. The desire to buy flashy items diminished as he experienced the joy of compounding wealth. He knew he was on the right track, following in the footsteps of successful investors who understood the true value of assets. With his newfound knowledge, Harry had a clear path to financial success. He knew that by investing in assets and consistently following the 5-to-1 rule, he could achieve his dreams and live life on his terms. Harry learned the importance of making smart financial choices and letting his money work for him. And so, Harry's story became a tale of overcoming financial traps and embracing the power of compounding. He had discovered the secret to true wealth and was well on his way to achieving his goals. Harry's journey teaches us that with determination, smart investments, and consistent efforts, we can all pave our way to financial prosperity and the freedom to live life to the fullest. Have you ever wondered how your favorite social media influencer managed to live such a luxurious lifestyle? The reality is that many influencers brag on social media, but have little in real life. Harry was under the same impression until he discovered the truth. Let's continue with Principle number 4: Social media attention. Harry was active on social media, scrolling through pictures of people showcasing their seemingly luxurious lives. He couldn't help but feel a tinge of envy as he saw these individuals traveling to exotic destinations, dining in fancy restaurants, and sporting designer outfits. What am I doing wrong? Harry wondered. Why can't I have all those things? The unfortunate truth, as soon as he discovered, was that social media can be misleading. Many of those flashy posts were just an illusion, a facade hiding the reality of massive debts and financial struggles. Harry realized he'd fallen into the trap of believing that possessing such material possessions equated to true wealth and happiness. But then one day, Harry stumbled upon a story about the renowned investor Warren Buffett. As he read about this humble billionaire, he couldn't help but be intrigued. Unlike the showy lifestyles paraded on social media, Buffett led a simple and modest existence. He's got it right, Harry chuckled to himself. Why waste money on things that don't truly matter? Harry decided to follow in Buffett's footsteps. Instead of chasing after the latest designer labels or expensive gadgets, he focused on what genuinely brought him joy and fulfillment. He cherished time spent with family and friends, and he loved pursuing his hobbies. As he adopted this new mindset, something remarkable happened. Harry's financial situation improved. By cutting back on unnecessary expenses, he found himself with extra money to spare. This surplus gave him the confidence to invest and build his wealth steadily. How did I never see this before? Harry marveled. But there was one more crucial step he needed to take. He realized that financial planning and disciplined savings were vital. Harry set clear financial goals, crafted a budget that worked for him, and diligently saved a portion of his income every month. With time, the numbers grew, and so did his sense of security. Harry had discovered the secret to real wealth: responsible financial choices and living within his means. Now, this is true wealth, he grinned as he watched his savings increase. Harry knew that he didn't need to show off on social media to prove his worth. He understood that real wealth came from living a meaningful life, surrounded by things that genuinely mattered. With Warren Buffett as his guide, Harry embarked on a journey toward financial success and genuine happiness. And the best part was that it wasn't about keeping up with the illusions of social media. It was about being true to himself and his dreams. Harry used to be greedy and spent a lot of money on unnecessary things. However, he realized that investing was the key to financial success. Invest for the long haul, Don't get too greedy and don't get too scared. The famous quote said by Shelby M.C. Davis. With this knowledge, he finally found financial success and wealth. The final principle is principle number 5. One step ahead. Harry often complained about businesses being greedy, but deep down, he understood that survival was everyone's game. Harry had a weakness. He couldn't resist buying things he didn't need. The urge to splurge always got the best of him. His friends often joked that his house resembled a warehouse more than a home. Harry realized that he needed to filter out his impulsive buying habits to achieve true wealth and financial peace. He decided to put his foot down and began to say no to frivolous purchases. As Harry stopped squandering his hard-earned money, he felt a newfound sense of control. With the extra cash in hand, he looked into investments. Slowly but steadily, his wealth started to grow, and he felt a surge of satisfaction. The desire for faster growth tickled Harry's ambition. He thought about ways to increase his income. Instead of merely complaining about businesses, he decided to emulate them. He aimed to become a producer, generating a steady stream of cash flow. So, Harry took a leap of faith and started working extra hours at his workplace. He focused on securing that long overdue promotion. Additionally, he explored the world of side hustles. With his skills and talents, he dived into freelancing and even set up a micro business. Soon enough, Harry found himself juggling multiple sources of income. It wasn't easy, but he realized that this was the way to grow his wealth rapidly. The principles that had once seemed distant and unreachable now became his guiding light. Harry learned from the legendary Warren Buffett that merely predicting the future wouldn't lead to success. He needed to build his arcs, brick by brick. Every effort he put into increasing his income and investing wisely was a brick in the arc of his future. Over time, Harry's perseverance paid off. His wealth grew exponentially, and he felt a newfound sense of freedom. He could now focus on the things that mattered most to him, spending quality time with loved ones, pursuing his hobbies, and making a positive impact in his community. Harry's journey from a reckless spender to a wise investor became an inspiring tale among his friends and colleagues. They looked up to him as a role model and wondered how they could follow in his footsteps. The moral of Harry's story is clear. In a world where everyone is trying to survive, it's crucial to make mindful choices, resist impulsive spending, and invest wisely. By becoming producers of our financial destiny, we can shape a future filled with prosperity and fulfillment. If a regular middle-aged American like Harry can achieve financial prosperity, so can you and I. A story of another normal man in his 50s, who is just as clueless as Harry, is that of Abraham. Discover in the next video the top 8 most important lessons for mastering your next paycheck.